So what's your go-to equipment for everybody?
I personally love a board, but I only love it when I'm with people that I know very well. For me, it's my own body, because I'm psychic medium. I don't actually need any equipment, but I know there are people in the room that do. So I'm just happy to just sit there and sit and feel what I get. If I was to use a bit of equipment, then it would be the board that I would go to first, just because you can get so much information from them.
Neil?
No.
Have you not got a go-to?
I don't really. I mean, like you, I do like the board. I don't really have anything, because I'm the same. I'd rather just sit there quietly.
You started doing the pendulum, haven't you?
Yeah, I've started doing that with the crystal pendulum. But I do like to sit there, which you can tell because I'm quiet. I like to sit there quietly to see if I can hear anything, feel anything, just soak up whatever's there. But equipment-wise, I wouldn't say I've got a favourite. I'm open to all of it, really.
I think I've already answered mine.
Yeah. You look like you're thinking pretty hard over there, but yeah, we know your answer already.
But it's just that it can even people that have been to a lot of events, because we had a group that went to our last event, and there were 5 experienced sort of ghost hunters, and they didn't use the rods very much. And we got so much response from it that they were really sort of blown by the effect it has, because they had all the electronics and all these different bits of gear. Didn't really get a lot out of that, but my God, did those rods move for them.
They did say they were going to get theirs
out. But yeah, it is. I just find it so simple to use and so effective, and I think that's why I like it, because I'm quite a simple person. So if it's simple, it's all that much better.
Yeah, I use a digital recorder. That's my main go-to.
You always forget, don't we?
What was that? Sorry.
Yeah, for EVPs, digital recorder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's something we need to do more of.
Yeah, definitely.
I do way too much. So I have my recorder going the whole time, because you never know. So
yeah, I think for us, because we've all got day jobs, we haven't got the time to sit down and go through it afterwards. So if we haven't got time to go through it, there seems little point recording it, really, because we're not going to.
Can I just ask, Brian, what's the sort of best thing that you've had from that?
Madison Seminary is pretty big up here. Those are some of my best EVPs. I had one of my group members never did an investigation before, so we took her. So we took her up into the attic. It's a huge room. A cat ball went off like 10 feet behind her. She jumped. She got scared, screamed, everything. She was done for the night. We went back probably 2 months later, and I said, you need to go do a solo up there and just face your fears. She wouldn't. She took her girlfriend up there, and she was explaining that what happened to her, the cat ball, and how she jumped. She actually tore her calf muscle jumping the first time. Yeah. So as she was explaining, this female voice went, I did that.
Oh wow!
Oh, wow, that's brilliant.
That's made me go all goosebumpy.
Yeah, I love that.
We really must do EVP.
Yes, we must.
I've got a digital recorder, but I don't know how to use it.
What do you think, Brian, that they see of us, the spirits? What do you think they get from us?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's kind of like humans. Everybody looks at us different. I think some out there want to get their story out. And I think some just want to be left alone. I think some look at us like not your group or me, hopefully, like, what are these idiots doing? I mean,
I do sometimes wonder when we go to places which have been very overused, perhaps sometimes, and I do wonder if they just think, "Oh God, not that again! Go away, leave us alone," sort of thing. But and we do ask that question. If you want us to leave you alone, then let us know that as well. So they've got the option.
Yeah, that's one thing I do. You ask, and if they say, I'm like, hit that REM pod if you want us to leave, and it hits a REM pod, we're gone. Like we're leaving.
Yeah.
Or,
And that's
you know,
part of the respect thing, you know. You have to understand that they well, I don't know. That's why I wonder sometimes what they see of us or hear of us, because I don't know if it's just our souls they see, or if they see us as shapes. Well, some of them do and some of them don't. So I've asked a few times, because they quite often have had different responses when Emma's come to see what our group's doing and that sort of thing, and they sort of see Emma perhaps more than they see some of us because of her. She's, I don't know, her power or whatever. They seem to see her as a brighter image than perhaps they do other people.
We've actually had them refuse to speak when I've been in the room before now, haven't we?
Yeah, we had that.
Yeah.
Because they're almost like startled, because this is all of a sudden this is something that really comes across to them that they see. And when she left the room, we have actually asked on the board, what, you know, did that figure impact you? And then they started talking again, and they just sort of said, yeah, you know, it was a bright light, a brighter image that startled them. And so I do think, you know, probably see us in different ways.
Yeah.
And I think if you're again a negative person, then they probably don't really see you. If they, you know, that negativity, they probably just see maybe a dot or a nothing. Whereas I think the more open you are and the more you're with it, they probably see that much more of you.
I mean, that's interesting because, you know, a lot of people think like spirits are in a different dimension, you know, than we are. So if you're in a different dimension, are they seeing us like we're seeing them, and vice versa? Like, you know,
I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, we assume that they're seeing us because we're in the now, but their now could still be the now to them, if you're with me. So we're maybe interrupting their dimension. So they're just, with people like Emma can see them, whereas we can't, but they can see Emma more than they can see us. They maybe hear us, or they maybe feel us, our emotions, very similar. But, you know, I don't, that's one of the things that I find fascinating as to what they get from us. So
as usual, we have more questions than answers.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. That's why it's fascinating.
No, it is. It makes you think.
But yeah, I would like to think that, you know, because of that we had with Emma, when, you know, they came into the room, she came into the room and it went completely silent. Everything that was happening just stopped. And we just asked after she'd gone, you know, did you see that figure brighter than us? And that, you know, it was a sort of reconfirm that this was something that actually shocked them.
And it wasn't just in that building, was it? We've had it twice now in two different places that's happened.
So, you know, that made me consider as to what they see. I think, you know, the normal person they'll see as maybe a shape, maybe a spirit, maybe a figure. But I think, you know, obviously somebody that's closer to that realm, they'll see a lot deeper, a lot more contrast in their world, in their dimension.
It's going to make me think now for a while. So, man. So talking about like you having to leave the room sometimes, do you guys find that sometimes like a female team compared to a male team will get more responses in certain locations?
Oh yeah.
We had that
cellar. We had a brilliant one actually.
Women.
we had a spirit in the cellar in a pub in Leighton Buzzard, and he was contacting with the women but not the men. So we were using the rods, and if a man went on, he didn't want to know. As soon as a lady went on, it was moving its way and that way. He was answering all the questions. He was having a laugh with them. And he just enjoyed talking to the ladies.
The ladies, man.
Yeah, he just seemed to really enjoy it. But it was really odd how that happened. We got a lot of information about him and what happened to him and lots of different things that through the night. It was very interesting. But I think this depends on the spirit, I think. And so I was asked this question by these ladies here as to whether they think the customers have more respect for men, which can be a help, but I just think it's the person, you know, just think it was how we deal with it.
It's more as if you're taken more seriously as a man wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, because
Or-
there's more women that are spiritual than men.
or appears.
So, yeah, it's just without sounding sexist, because I hate to.
Oh, here we go. I'm always outnumbered, Brian. Help.
No, I just think if you've got male investigators and you've got people turning up for an event, I think they're taken much more seriously than women that can be perceived as being a little bit hairy-fairy and like head in the clouds type of thing.
Which we're really not.
Which we're not.
Not at all.
But I do think men are taken more seriously in the paranormal world. Don't look at me like that.
I don't know. I think it's very equal.
Yeah, I think it's. Deborah Lynn asked, "Why do you think a dark spirit would hang around?"
Unfinished business, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's the same, be it dark or light. I think they've got something to say. There's something that I haven't completed in their cycle.
So we have Fairfield County.
I just think that's the reason. They don't want to leave because there's unfinished business.
Yeah, I mean, we have one place here called Fairfield County Infirmary. There's supposedly a spirit called the superintendent there, which was in charge of the whole place. It kind of feels like he's there because, like, he was the man there. I mean, it was a poorhouse, and it was not well. We're investigating places from way back in the day. Men were superior. That's what they were looked at.
Yeah.
Women were inferior. So that's what I think. You have to have a good mix in your group of women and men.
Yeah.
And I mean, Neil, you look like a pretty big dude too. So I mean, I'm sure when you walk into a place, some women's spirits might be like, hunker down. Again.
Well, I think, as I say, I like to think that my humor and my positive energy is the things that they're going to respond to the most.
We have a place called the Sun, which we do regular events at, and upstairs there's a gentleman in there called John, and he's quite a big burly man, and there's also a lady in there who was his mistress, for want of a better word, and he doesn't like any men talking to her. And if you're on a board, we did a live stream once on a board, and we were talking away, and one of the men actually got on the board, and this guy, John, he stepped onto the board and he just got really angry. So we had to take the guy off the board and carry on. And we then had to close it down because he just did not want any man talking to his lady. And he kind of controlled the whole night. He wouldn't let us do anything if there were men involved.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading some comments.
I think also I've had spirits joining in the joke. I mean, I remember one time I said something really stupid, and after I said it, asked a question, I realised how stupid the question was, and I just sort of like, "Oh, I'm really sorry. That's really..." And the thing was pointing at me. The rods they were holding just went and pointed at me as though, "You are an idiot." I was just like, "Yeah, you're right." And I do think that they respond to humour, and I do think they respond to that positive energy, even if it's a negative spirit. I think you can outdo it. I really do. I really do think that you can, if you're positive.
Well, they feed off your energy, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
And
your
positive energy is going to be more powerful than your negative.
Yeah, I think so.
So, Neil, do you think that it, like, you being a big guy, like I said, but you're a positive guy, does it take a little bit for them to warm up to you? Then you start getting some responses?
As I say, I don't know what they see of us, so I've not really had that. I think normally I get quite a good response quite early doors. I don't think that is an issue. I'm not an intimidating character like that on these events. I have been told that I'm scary at times.
That's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
But these people will know that I'm not. I'm just very gentle, very gentle soul, and that's what I think comes over.
No. So Deborah asked, what do you think that would make a dark spirit feel somewhat intimidated because of a person's size? And would it make them want to interact with that person more? I'll answer that. No. I think you're talking back in the day, these men preyed on women because they were women. But I think if a guy stepped up to them, they're a bully. I mean, in my opinion. So I think if a guy stepped up to a male dominant spirit, they would hunker down, most likely. That's what I feel. We get that at Madison a lot, that they will mess with
I think they can feel our emotions.
Yeah.
I think they can feel the way we are as people. And I think that probably overrides what we look like. So, yeah, I mean, I've had it where what I feel are younger spirits, I prefer to speak to younger people. And perhaps they find the older people more intimidating, or the older energies. I think we just had that, didn't we? That young lad took over from his dad, didn't he? And he got lots of response.
Oh, yeah.
Because we thought it was a young female. And she seemed to be willing to speak to the son, but not the dad. And I think, sometimes what the person that they relate to the most is the person they're going to contact. So I think that can happen.
To how they see us. So if they don't see our physical body, they're not going to see like how big or small you are. It's just on your energy. That's how I see it.
Have you ever had a spirit talk to you? And Emma, you can probably answer this. Talk to you, then another spirit won't let them talk anymore.
Yeah. It happens quite a lot, actually. If you've got more than one spirit in the room, one will dominate the conversation. Without a doubt, one is in charge and the other one sits back and listens. I'm just trying to think. Again, that obviously at the Sun. But we had it at the Skirrid as well, where there was a spirit in the bathroom, and there was one in the front in the main bedroom area, and one was shouting obscenities at us because we were talking to the one in the room.
But that was also a courthouse as well. So back to what you were saying earlier about the courthouse, the judge is supposed to be haunting there, isn't he?
Yeah,
the hanging judge.
Yeah. So he's obviously quite a figure.
Because people were hung from the beams in there, so it's quite a kind of energy hotspot. There's an awful lot going on there.
You're going to have stronger spirits and weaker spirits.
Mm-hmm.
And you did get one that was taking over.
Yeah. He was some of the words he was coming out with was actually quite bad. Shouting them.
So let's talk about one thing we haven't talked about, and that's the Estes method. It's kind of big over here. Do you guys use the Estes method over there?
We do. I'm usually the one on the spirit box because not anybody, the rest of the team kind of find it hard to listen to. Some of them, don't they? Not all of them, but you need practice on a spirit box because otherwise you just don't know what you're listening to.
I struggle. But
we actually did a live stream beginning of this year, back in January, in an old cellar. And we were doing I was the one on the spirit box, blindfolded, headphones on, and I actually lost 2 or 3 minutes.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, I went into a trance, and I had to be brought back round again. I have no recollection of what went on. I have absolutely no idea where I was. I didn't even realise I'd lost any time. I thought I was just time was just going along normally.
You were answering questions previous to it.
Yeah. We were getting a lot of. I can't even remember. Was it a gentleman in there? Because you were doing the rods to start with, weren't you? And then we decided a spirit box. But yeah, that's never happened to me. I've only ever done one lot of trance meditation, and I didn't like it, and I said I'd never do it again, and that was voluntarily. This just took over, and I had no control over it whatsoever, and it was quite worrying to think that if I was here on my own doing that, who would bring me back round again? It was
Yeah.
quite a scary thought to think that
Halo would, wouldn't
Halo,
he?
yeah, he'd just bite me. So yeah, I love doing it, but I have learned that it's not something to do on your own anymore.
No, that's probably not a good idea. But talk about alone. Do you guys do solos?
Sorry, say that again.
Do you guys believe in solos?
We do try and do something. We've got there's a place that we're going to hopefully book up next year, at the beginning of next year, and they've got this little library, and there's a secret door that opens up in the wall, and then you go into this little secret library, and we're going to take it in turns to go and do solos in there overnight.
This is news for us.
Did I not
Surprise.
mention
I'm probably more of a chicken to do solo.
I shall be in there anyway, and I think Helen's got a name down already, so there'll be a few of us doing it. But that'll be really interesting to have a go.
No, I mean, some people believe in them, some people don't. I'm a big believer in solos. Just because a lot of places we do investigate, hospitals, sane asylums, all that. Most patients were left alone. So they're used to one other person, the nurse or the caretaker coming in. It was just a one-on-one interaction. So that's why I do solos. Plus, I like the fear of it, I guess. I like walking into a dark basement with no flashlight and just asking questions. I was just wondering, because some people like them, some people don't.
I mean, to be fair, I've got Marcus here, so I spend my whole time just walking around. Oh, for goodness sake, Marcus, stop it. And I have conversations with him, and he just wanders off and does his own thing. So I've actually got that going on in my life every day as a solo, because most of the time my son's at school. So it's always going on, but it doesn't worry me at all.
Yeah,
Tracy.
it's really gentle and nice.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
If you were going somewhere a bit sinister,
yeah,
I think that would be a bit more scary.
I'd quite like the adrenaline rush. I think though, if it was scary, I think that would be something that I've not experienced for a long time.
So Tracy, you doing a solo in a library?
We're seeing, watch this space.
She will. She will.
Yeah,
she will.
With my eyes closed, probably.
if everyone else is doing it, you will.
No, yeah, I'll be brave. I'll have a go.
I mean, I'll put my vote in that you go in first.
Thank you very much for that.
Yes, you can go in first, but just let us know how it is. Yes.
No, we start off every investigation with a solo walkthrough. If it's me, or I'll pick someone that's willing to do it, just to walk through the place and get a feeling for it. They're not really investigating; they're just going through, see where they feel the most off, I guess you want to call it, energy. If they want to stop and ask questions with the recorder, they can. Most likely, they're running through the place. Then they'll come back out, tell us, hey, this room, or here. It felt really bad here. I didn't want to walk into this room. And that's how we start, usually, our investigations, just to get the feel for the place. And let them know the spirits. Like, I was telling them, hey, we're here. This is your place. We're just visitors. We're not here to kick you out. This is your home. We just want to get your story out. And if you don't want us here, let us know. So that's how I start my investigations. So
I mean, some of them we do, don't we? I mean, the British Schools Museum, we went all for a wander on our own and had a walk around. A lot of the places we do, they're like pubs and hotels. So there's always people milling around. So we have to go off into areas where it's quieter. So we don't really get that atmosphere like if you walk into somewhere that's dead silent. I mean, we do have those places, obviously, but a lot of the places we go to, they're still working until 10, 11 o'clock at night. And then once 11 o'clock comes, we then have the place to ourselves. And then it's quiet. So we've already started investigating for sort of 2-3 hours before that happens.
That's cool. So, I mean, like hour 20 into this.
Do you lay down things like protection spells, Brian, things like that? Or
I do not. I'm not. Sounds bad. So I'm not a huge believer in like crystals, protection spells, sage. I believe my faith is what protects me. So
Do you think that's general in America? Is it not something that's looked on? Because over here, things like crystals and major kind of
crystals and sage, it's huge over here.
yeah. Okay.
That's pretty big. I don't know how it is over there, but being religious and doing a paranormal is kind of looked down upon.
Yep.
It's starting to get a little more recognized. I don't know. I mean, I'm always open about it. My faith is what keeps me protective. Positive energy keeps me protected.
I think over here we found it's increased the almost friction between religion and spirituality. It's like it's a threat to them, so they try to distance themselves from it as much as possible.
I also think we've had such bad press with religion in the last 20 years or so that I think that people are going from religion to spirituality.
That's what I meant.
As an atheist, I don't have a faith, so I have to find something as a protection thing. And being spiritual, I just find that protection prayers are the go-to for me because it continues in what my beliefs are. Whereas, if you have a religion, you've already got that protection there, because it's all about working with intention, isn't it? It's that intention thing. Whatever your intention is, whether you're religious, spiritual, or nothing, that's what you use.
I mean, everybody believes in something, whether it's that they don't believe in anything, they believe in that. But it's because there must, I believe there's something bigger than we are, because if there isn't, then what are we bothering to do all this for? And that's part of the reason I would like to get some answers along the way.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what it is. I mean, everybody's got their own idea of religion, but a lot of them cross over. We seem to find religion brings barriers between people, whereas a lot of it just crosses over so much that if we look for the similarities, it would, it was so much better. But I think there is something more, and I think what we're touching on here is part of everything that religion is.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I have people in my group that do crystals and sage. I have no problem with it. I'm not against it. I think your belief is your belief, and that's what protects you. I'm all for it. Like, I've heard of protection prayers. Do you have a certain one you use, or is it depends on, I don't know what they are. I'm not going to lie. So, I mean, protection prayer, like, do you have a certain prayer you use, or?
Yeah, I do a protection prayer at the beginning of every event, every live stream, every investigation, every house. And I ask everybody involved to do that. And it is something actually that was used for the world's largest ghost hunt. I don't know whether you ever got involved in that. Did you, some years back?
No.
They had a number of psychic people that developed these prayers, and that's the one that I use.
Okay. Oh, it's interesting. I mean, again, like, I'm a big believer in whatever your belief is that's going to protect you is going to work. I mean, that's what I think. I mean, I always say, like, there's people out there that, like, their grandfather gave them a lucky penny and they can't walk out of the house without their lucky penny in their pocket because they feel off. I think that's the same thing. Like,
yeah,
I'd have to say Emma does a closing down prayer, and I've missed that a couple of times because I'm still finishing with something or clearing up or whatever. And I've felt different when I've got home. And I can't put my finger on why that is, but I do sometimes feel that I'm bringing stuff with me, and I can feel terrible the next day. I can feel absolutely exhausted, mentally, physically exhausted after doing a session on Saturday night or Sunday. I'm pretty much a goner for, I'm just asleep. Because they take so much of our energy from us when we're doing this, it does feel like our energies are drained. And a lot of our people that are there, the people that are visiting us or whatever, they'll have the same feelings when they leave. People are drained. They'll say how tired they are. I do think it takes a lot of energy from us. So I do think having a prayer, even if it's something that we it helps ground everything and helps us bring us back to where we were before we started.
No, I mean,
I just, as I say, as you said, everyone's different. Everyone has a different requirements, but I find comfort in Emma's doing those prayers.
Yeah, I mean, I've had people on the show that said they taken stuff home before, like spirits, attachments, or whatever. Luckily, I don't believe I have ever, and hopefully I never do. So, I mean, that's the goal. It's not to bring anything home. My wife would kill me, but every time I'm about to go on investigation, that's what she tells me: don't bring anything home. But I mean, there's, I have a team member that likes to stage, and I have no issue with it. Do I get saged? No, because I don't believe. I mean, if I don't believe in it, it's not going to help.
No point doing it.
No.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if there is anything in it, it's no harm in doing it.
Yeah, true.
I mean, just because you don't believe in it, somebody else believes in it. One of you could be right, one of you could be wrong. So there's no actual harm in having it done to yourself, because you might not be right.
No.
That person might be right.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I should start. I don't know. Like, I was never a big believer in crystals. I did an investigation where the lady was very into crystals and very scientifically into crystals. Everything about them. She studied them for years, knew every single the 50 crystals she has, what they did. And I'm not saying she made me a believer, but got me more interested into them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're energy. I mean, they're part of this earth, so they bring energy. So that's cool. I mean, I always love people's beliefs, and I've always wanted to do more shows on people's beliefs, because I believe every religion, whatever you said, religion's widespread. Whatever you believe in, that's what fascinates me in the paranormal world, especially when it comes to protection and what your beliefs are. So that's all I got to say about that. I mean, that's.
We're just trying to protect you, Brian.
No, I'm cool with it, man. I mean, did I ask this? What's one? I always ask, what is like one, I guess, bucket list place that you guys want to investigate?
Mine's easy. Winchester House.
The what?
Winchester House.
Oh, Winchester. No, I haven't. I've seen many shows about it, but no, it looks cool though.
Yeah.
So, of all the history you have in the UK, you want to come to America?
Absolutely. We're actually planning a trip, aren't we, in a couple of years' time to come over, but we haven't decided where we're coming yet. We're still in the debating bit.
Well, the problem is with America is we're so spread out.
Yeah.
Like, I was talking about this with paranormal penny pinchers. Like, they get 60 places within 2 hours. You might have 3 in America.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to travel a lot in the U.S. to get to each place. So I'm like, you're talking Winchester House from my house. I mean, that's like a 6-hour flight,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're really lucky then, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you say that, it makes us realise that we've just got everything just here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have everything there, and we're all spread out. No, there's some cool places in the United States.
Have you got a bucket list?
I don't know about a bucket list. I've got quite a few places I'd like to do. I'd like to go to Chillingham Castle. I love the north of England. I really want to go up north and do some places up there.
So I mentioned mine earlier, actually, Ashridge House, because it's somewhere that I've lived near all my life, and I've been around a lot, but I've never been able to do an actual investigation there. It's such a busy place. They do so many weddings. And my son's one of the managers there, and I'm trying very, very hard to persuade him to let us loose, because they have crypts there that date back to the 1300s. The Black Prince has got an altar there, and the Black Prince, I think he must be about in the 1200s or 1300s. It's fantastic history, and I know it all so well, but I've not done an investigation there, and it would just be fantastic to be able to do it. My son is the same. This son is the same son that was when he was younger, had all these experiences, and he's had quite a few things happen there that he can't explain. And so have a lot of the staff. A lot of staff have seen apparitions and things like that. And so, yeah, I would, because it's not really been done that much. It would be fantastic to have a go.
No, I asked this question on every show. The most surprising answer I ever got was the Vatican. I mean,
yeah.
Well, I'd like to have a look in there underground in where they've got all their information and different things that are going on in there. They've got a lot of knowledge that isn't available to the rest of us. So that would be, that's why I would reckon that somebody will want to do the Vatican.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about religion and like paranormal, like split. But when someone has an issue, who do they call? You know,
Ghostbusters?
Yeah, Ghostbusters. No, I mean, when they have a supposed demon in their house, you know, they call a religion, the Vatican, Catholics. So why are we so spread on between crossing over religion and paranormal? But when they want protection, they call their church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
mean-
fear. It's a fear of it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of very religious people believe they know there's something out there. They just don't want to not believe, but leave them alone, I guess. I don't know.
The thing is, they believe in spirits, they believe in the Holy Spirit, so why are we not all, when we pass, our spirit leaves us, so they've got to be somewhere.
Yeah.
I suppose they don't want to believe they're still here, that they've actually crossed over, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Some spirits say goodbye, don't they? They come and say goodbye.
yeah.
There's plenty of evidence that.
Mm.
I mean, I've even seen a thing where people's weight changes when their soul leaves them, and they've been done investigations to show that we do have an aura. So there is a suggestion that this will leave, and that maybe some spirits come and say goodbye. Maybe some spirits on that way get lost, or some spirits have got something left to say. But, you know, I don't think really there is a massive gap between religion and spirituality. I just think that spirituality is something that's questioning what is out there. We want to know the answers.
Yeah.
It's not just about having some belief in something that whether it exists or not. We want the answers to what it is.
My grandfather, he ended up in Cairo during the Second World War. And he was a very religious person, but because of all the atrocities he experienced during the war, he lost his faith. And him and my father used to have these huge debates about religion and all the rest of it. And my granddad actually said to him, when I go, if there's an afterlife, I'm going to come back and let you know. 2 days after he died, my father actually saw him at the end of the bed. And it was like, there, see, told you, there is. And he just disappeared. My father doesn't actually believe that it happened. He thinks he was dreaming. But I'm not so sure. I think he must believe it somehow. Otherwise, he wouldn't have mentioned it.
He would never have talked about it, would he?
Yeah.
Something in his mind.
Yeah. But my granddad came back to say, yeah, there is. And then nobody's seen or heard from him since. But that's the whole, you know, going from religion to spiritual beliefs. He was kind of, he lost one and became the other, and then just came back to let us know. It was a nice thing to do, I think.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I shall come back and annoy all you lot when I go.
You definitely will, 100%.
I mean, you guys talked about like unfinished business, and you know, he made a promise to your dad.
Yeah.
So, you know, he came down. Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Later, you know, love you later, and that was it.
Yeah.
So, no, that's cool. That's a cool story because I mean, yeah, you can make a promise and still keep it in an afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, so we're hour 40 minutes into this here. Keep saying I'm not going to do this, but here we are. But no, again, it was a pleasure talking to all three of you. Learned a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Really good.
Thank
Learned
you.
a lot. More questions than answers now. I got to look into about the how they see us. Thanks, Neil. I mean, I appreciate that. If you ever come over to America, send me an email.
Will
try
do.
Will do.
Will do.
Right. If I'm ever allowed to the UK, I'll send you one. But
Brilliant.
Yeah,
I'm
do.
hopefully I don't drink tea though, so I'm sorry. I'll go to the pub though.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
No,
And we'll
again,
keep watching
appreciate
as
it.
well. Like I say, I've watched a couple. Was it penny pinchers you had on before as well?
Yeah,
Yeah, I watched a little bit of that as well. They seem lovely.
yeah. I mean, all the groups over at the UK, like you guys are all about. I don't want to say teaching, giving people experiences. They do some charity work too, and just spreading the knowledge of the
Yeah.
UK and the paranormal, and just the history is unbelievable. That's why I always try to get UK members on. Try to get someone from Ireland on. They keep dodging me, but whatever, it happens. But yeah, I mean, thanks again. If you guys ever have anything coming up that's big, or an event that's coming up that you want to plug away, just send me an email. Come back on the show anytime. And
Fabulous, thank you.
again, always a pleasure talking to you. Nice meeting all three of you.
Yeah.
And
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you.